Hey fam, welcome to the episode of Good, Bad, and Ugly about real estate. I have a great guest for you, a great friend of mine, Julie Kula.
Woo! Hey, everybody. Hi, Jose.
How you
How are
doing?
you? I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having
Great.
me.
So, for the audience, have you ever been working on something in your life and something major happens and kind of sets you off track? Have you ever started going one direction and a family tragedy happens? Have you thought about getting in real estate and didn't know which way to go? This episode with Julie, she's going to share you her life story. She's writing a book, and me and her are members of Pace Morby's Owners Club. She's going to share with you her story and tell you about how her journey in real estate. So on that, Julie, take it away.
All right, guys. Hey, everybody. So grateful and thankful for Jose for having me on his podcast. If you guys haven't checked him out, please do so on YouTube. He has great guests, and please follow him, like, and subscribe. Uh, Thank you so much. Oh wow, all the questions. Yes, he asked everything. Have you ever been railroaded? Have you ever started something to have a tragedy happen? Yes, I think I can answer to all of them. So basically, my life, a little bit of history about me. I'm prior military, so I was in the Air Force and always wanted to do real estate or join the military. So, my husband said, "Oh, join the military while you're younger. You can always do real estate, right?" So we all know that. Jose, my fellow veteran here as well. So joined the military, and while I was in the military, I saw a lot of like the officers and people that I worked with, they were also doing real estate on the side. So while I was in the military, I decided to get my real estate license. And fast forward, I got out of the military back in 2012 and got my real estate license right after that. And found that I really didn't like showing properties. What I liked in real estate was investing in properties. So um, fast forward, I started working for a property management company in 2019, and my love for real estate just really shined during that time. And went and got my first property then with the help of my mentor, my boss at that time. Well, he still is my boss, but he's still my mentor too. But um, uh, yeah, so he helped me. We secured our first property. It was a fourplex, and let me just tell you, if you've ever wanted to get into real estate and don't know where to get started, I had like all the jitters, Jose. I don't know, what was your first journey like? I think I was looking at every corner, every nook and cranny, just to make sure everything was okay because it's your first investment. You're so scared. And that's where the journey started. And fast forward, my husband and I wanted to get more into real estate. So 2021, December 2021, we wrote our goals. We were going to get into fix and flips because we wanted to acquire more. My husband's very handy. He's built homes before, and we wanted to get into real estate and do fix and flips in 2022. So we wrote out all our goals and everything. For 2022, we wanted to acquire, one property the first quarter, two the second, three the third, and four. I don't know why we did that. It was just easy, I guess. Those were our goals. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. My husband unexpectedly passed away January 24th of 2022, and that really set me back. And of course, my whole world changed. Um, Real estate, I don't know for the viewers watching if you've ever been through a loss, you lost your mom, your dad, brother, sister, loss of anyone. It's incredible. You don't know how to continue, how to move on. But I'm here to tell you that there's hope. That's where I'm here to spread is hope to others. Woman in my situation, if you've lost your husband and you think you can't carry on, you just have to. And the simplest way is just put one foot in front of the other. You will fall, you will cry, but get yourself surrounded with lots of friends and great support, like I have here with Jose and my friends that I've met in the Pace Morby mentorship, Sub 2, Gator, and of course the one that we're in right now, Owners Club. So I'll take a pause there. That's kind of like my start of my journey. Any questions you want to ask me?
Yeah, well, most people struggle trying to do two things at once, right? So you
Hmm.
are working at W-2 currently, correct?
Yes. Hmm.
And what is that?
I work for a property management company.
Is in real
So
estate.
yes.
But you weren't doing that in the military. You had a
No.
totally different job in the military, so it wasn't real estate related. So, did your W-2 kind of give you education on how to acquire or buy property, or did you do it by other means?
Yes, a little both. Being in the property management space really opened my eyes to what being a landlord is. You see the flip side, right? So people typically, when you purchase a property for investment, most people want to be the landlord themselves. I would highly recommend hiring a property management company to do it, unless you're, it's what you're going to do full time. What the property management allowed me to do is to see the back end. So I work with with contractors. I get to work with different agencies, with code, with Section 8, agencies that help veterans, which is near and dear to my heart. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So agencies like Salvation Army, Soldiers On. It depends on what state you're in. This is in Pennsylvania. But there are also resources in Florida, Houston, where I'm currently working at right now. So the property management job really shaped my real estate career for sure. Prior to that, I was in sales, so also sales and marketing. So that also helped quite a bit.
Uh, so, you said you and your husband started this journey. What did were you guys ever able to do something together before his passing?
We were able to acquire the first one, the fourplex. So he was he helped, of course. He wanted me to learn on my own. Matthew, that's the way he trained me. So he prepared me for a lot of things in life. Well, not this, of course, but he helped me while I was going to Air Force. He was in the Air Force prior to me, so he's the one that got me into the Air Force. So he helped me train for basic training. He taught me how to fly, literally fly planes. So he was a commercial pilot himself. So what he helped me do is when we acquired the fourplex, as far as like the construction, well, it didn't need construction, but any rent readies, things that he would help me, like going to Home Depot, helping me to analyze different things. So he was very helpful in that nature. So we were able to have one property prior to him passing.
I'm grateful for that.
Yes, very.
So, um,
And you're not gonna make me cry, right? I don't want
I'm
to
not
cry.
trying to. I really not.
Okay, okay.
I'm being,
I'm
and
sure I
you can't
will.
tell, I'm walking on eggshells to make sure that I'm being delicate, but pull information out.
Okay.
Um, so from that first fourplex, how has your real estate, let's say, knowledge and um, portfolio grown?
Wow. Very good question, Jose. So I had to take a step back. I had prior to Matthew passing, I'm sorry, he had purchased for me as a birthday gift a ring program. It was a women's real estate network that I joined first, and with as you and I know, it's really awesome to be part of a network where people are like minded. And the Women's Real Estate Network got me into the support of other women in the career field, in real estate, I should say. And it was great. I met a lot of wonderful women, but it wasn't until I found Pace Morby that my life changed. So I don't know how you stumbled across Pace, but I think it was on YouTube, on one of the reels that popped up, or maybe it was IG. I don't remember at the moment, but this guy was there, and something resonated with me. His genuine care to help people, and I just saw something in his heart, and it attracted me to him. And of course, first I joined Gator. And for those of you watching, Gator is basically the lending part of Pace Morby's world. And Jose and I are in that as well. And I did it because it was cheaper of the two communities to join. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, you know how great their sales team is. They're calling me, knocking my door to join Sub 2. And my life really changed when I joined Sub 2. I started, going through the modules, going through all the trainings like we all did. But you know what? Honestly, I had FOMO, and also not FOMO, I'm sorry, basically shiny objects. Did I want to do wholesaling? Did I want to do buy and holds? Did I want to do short-term rentals? I started doing wholesaling and, was successful, but I think that was holding me back from my true passion. So fast forward, I don't know, when did I join Gator? August, what year? 22, I believe it was, or 23. No, 23, sorry. When did we join? Um,
So 24 is when you're in OC.
okay, so it would have been 23, right? And then April, we went to the first Squad Up Summit, and then that led us where we met and we joined Owners Club at that point in time. So Owners Club was 2024, we joined, and my life really, I'm still dealing with the whole identity crisis of missing Matthew. He's gone. Who am I in the world? For all these years, I was Mrs. Colette and following what we wanted to do, what my path was with him, and what working with Pace and being part of Owners Club and being included with like-minded people like you and Mondo and everybody else, Jim and Lou, are all my partners now. Really redefined who and what I wanted to do in the real estate space. Want me to continue?
If you want us to keep going, keep going.
No. I just didn't know if you wanted. I want to pause and see if you have any questions. Want me to elaborate?
I will always have questions.
Go ahead. Ask away.
So, I usually ask most of my guests, how they figured out how to acquire property. Because one of the biggest questions for newbies, and, I don't know, there's different skill sets, different levels of people that I hope that are watching this podcast, right? So you said you and Matthew got the fourplex, and then you got into the women's network. So on your own, how did you figure out how to acquire your next property, funding wise or contract wise?
Part was through Sub 2. Well, prior to joining Sub 2, my partners. So let me back up. One of the things that I've learned, and I wish I wish I had known sooner, was to partner, JV partnerships, joint venture partnerships, because I don't know everything, and I never will know everything. And I was blessed to find partners. So the properties that I acquired after that, after Matthew passed away, was with partners, and they help with the underwriting. Underwriting is a huge skill. So comp, underwrite, as we know. If you're not underwriting, you make the money when you buy the deal, right? As we know. So you got to buy right. So underwriting, knowing your market. So I would recommend, if you're just getting started, to start in your local market, in the area that you know. I know a lot of people say you can do it anywhere, and maybe that works. But for me personally, was to start in the market that I knew and that I was familiar with, so I can drive and get comps and get to know the area. And also working with partners who are knowledgeable was very helpful for me. The skills that I would highly recommend if you're just getting started: find someone who's good with underwriting and comping, and have them show you. Take them out for lunch, take them out for coffee, anything, and learn how to underwrite. Would you say that as well?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the first skill that I learned, because I felt like if anybody needed something in real estate, that would be it. And then I would become very valuable to people, and I can get myself into more deals, especially
Yes.
in multifamily space.
Mhm.
I taught myself initially to do single family, and then learned how to do multifamily. So
I'll be
yeah,
I'll be reaching out to you for multifamily.
let's do it. So you said when you joined Sub 2 that you kind of had the FOMO, because there's so many different ways to invest in real estate. What did you decide to focus on, and why did you decide to focus on that particular strategy?
Very good question. So, and I'm still redefining, and you'll know. I think we're all reshaping as things
For
change.
sure.
Otherwise, Pace says, that's our Mount Everest. It keeps changing. But I first started. So my main goal was buy and hold, and it still is. long-term rentals, but I've pivoted a little bit. And what I'm currently focused on is co-living for veterans. As you know, Matthew was in the military, and I was in the military as well, and veterans are near and dear to my heart. So my mission, after he passed away that year, I think for his birthday, I launched Vets for Us. It's a nonprofit for veterans. There's a twofold mission. One is to provide affordable housing for veterans, and the second one is to keep the memories alive, both while they're alive and then when after they've passed. Because our military folks have gone through so much, and they've sacrificed so much for us for freedom. Freedom isn't free, as we know, right? So the little bit that I can do to help a veteran, whether it's just sitting there and spending time with them. I love to hear their stories. I love spending time with vets, and especially World War II vets, because as we know, they're some of them are passing on. Not many left.
Yeah.
So that was the main reason, was keeping the memories alive. And second, there are so many homeless vets in the country, in the United States. It's just amazing, and I want to share that mission to like-minded, like yourself and others within Owners Club, and just within Sub 2 and maybe Gator, to help veterans and help house them. They're the homeless ones, provide transition housing for them. And then from there, get them into single family homes so they can, live the American dream, like have that white picket fence. I remember when I was growing up, I always wanted, I'm from a different country. I'm from Trinidad, and always wanted to have the white picket fence, the American flag. So yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's good. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You and I know each other very well, and so through Owners Club, we've been challenged a lot, right? Learn how to do our calendars, learn how to do podcasts. You're taking the next step in that transformation, and have decided to write a book that's coming out. Can you just tell us about your book?
Yes, yes. So thank you for sharing that. Owners Club has really stretched us, right, Jose? Just quick funny story. So I was doing my first podcast, and I had my guest Mondo on, and I didn't know anything about it. Mondo was physically walking me through, okay, there's going to be a button that says record, there's going to be this. But you know what? Guess what? We struggled through it. And with Owners Club, that's the family that we have. I remember talking to you as well, Jose, prior, like, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to do Riverside? Are we going to do StreamYard? And we're walking through, walking through the steps, and here we are. You have commanded this. I mean, you're doing so well, and getting all these superstar guests on there. So thank you for carrying on and persevering, I should say, and carrying on. So it's the consistency of it, I think Pace wants to see, and doing the reps, right? So thank you for that. All that to segue the next step. So what I decided to do was to say the things that I didn't get to tell Matthew. So the name of the book, is called Never Got to Say Goodbye, because Matthew passed away unexpectedly right in front of me. And it's a series of love letters that I wrote, while I'm going through this period of grief and mourning, to think that I wanted to say to him. So I decided to launch this on my birthday, which is next Friday. Woo woo, early birthday for me. So Jose, I told Jose about it, and I wanted to share that on here. It's just basically my heart on paper. So would appreciate your support. I'm not going to say any more because I'm going to cry. So
we'll stop there.
Yes, please.
Let's see.
It's going to be on Amazon. It's launching on Amazon. So I'm going to have a pre-launch, a launch party, I should say, on next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'll send a Zoom link to you, Jose. So
awesome.
Have it.
I'll make sure it's on this episode in the descriptions. So vets are dear to your heart, obviously. Yes. You're writing a book. What's the next chapter? What do you your Mount Everest, as we say in the
we say.
What is your goal? What are you trying to see? Where do you see Jules in 5 years?
Awesome question. So Mount Everest, again, it's definitely around veterans. So my Mount Everest is to provide affordable housing to 500 veterans. Of course, that number is going to change. The market that we're currently working in is Houston. So my partner, Louver Sanudo, he's going to kill me with it, messing up his last name. We are currently focused in Houston. Texas is the number one state with veterans, and there's a lot of resources for veterans there. And also, there's a lot of homeless veterans, and also we're also trying to do suicide prevention for veterans as well. So if we get them, the goal is if we get them off the streets to help them get a home and food, finances. We're not providing that part. We're helping with the housing, but connecting them with the right agencies to help with that. So that's our focus. So Houston, and then Florida will be next, and then we will focus Georgia possibly, but we're focusing in Houston right now.
Gotcha.
And what we're looking for, while I have a few minutes, we're actually looking for PMLs and PMPs. So anyone that wants to, if you align with the vision and you want more information, I can be reached on IG, Julie Collette. My YouTube channel as well. But we are looking for people who see the need to help veterans and would love to chat with you.
So for the audience, PML is private money lender and PMP is private money partner.
Yes,
Difference being is a lender basically is very passive, and they are just lending money and getting a return, where a partner actually is involved in the operations of the acquisition of the asset, and then whatever exit strategy, whether it be co-living or sober living or long-term rentals, whatever the team decides it to be. So, as you know, my podcast is called Good, Bad, and Ugly. And anybody that's been in real estate, I mean, there's no way that you haven't had at least a hiccup through your journey.
Oh, no.
Can you share a good story and a bad story? It doesn't matter which order. You can do bad first and good first, whichever you choose.
Sure.
Sharing with the audience, so they can see that although you can make good money with real estate, there are some times where you will lose and the difference is how much. You can protect yourself so much, but it's inevitable you will lose some money.
Yes. Oh, well, real estate has really been good to me and to my partners, and I'm so thankful and so blessed to have partners who are great. I would say that's good. The really good part, because they bring different things to the table that I don't have. As far as they're really good at underwriting, seeing a deal, structuring a deal, creatively. So that was one good thing that has helped me to acquire properties with my partners here in Pennsylvania. And this hasn't been too much bad, but I used to be a private money lender. This was way before Sub 2, and I had a deal go bad. And it was basically because I did not protect myself. I did not have the contracts that we have in the Gator community.
Right.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how much I lost, but here's what I learned from that. I was very trusting. I was very naive, and you meet the people, and yeah, you think they're going to pay, and I didn't even do the background checks that Pace asked us to do within in the training that we have, and also the contract, the promissory note, having all those different documents, right? Didn't have any of that, and it was so crazy, and it was on a gap funding too, so I wasn't even in first position. So when you're lending, there's two different positions. You can be in first position, which is secure. You want to be in first position. I was in second position, and I really didn't have any protection. So that would be my horror story. It was just a loss, but you know what? That loss taught me a lot, to get into communities that protect you and train you and teach you how to do this. And this is what the Gator community has taught me. And I now know how to protect myself lending.
Awesome. Are you still doing that? So for example, you talked about asking people to be private money lenders. So, one of the things that you and I both learned in Gators is basically the wedge method, right? You borrowing other people's money, you give them a return on their investment, and then
investment.
you take that money and then build a equity interest for yourself, whether it be on top of the interest that you're, you're getting, or a part of the deal. Are you still doing that today, or are you still more just focusing on building your portfolio?
I'm focused on three things right now. One would be the Mount Everest, which is providing the affordable housings for veterans through the co-living strategy. So that would be my long-term buy and hold. Second would be raising capital. So we're looking to raise capital for the Houston projects, and then also for Dubai. And the third would be investing in Dubai. I am doing a little bit of wedging, not as much as I should for my network, for the people that I know. Um, Maybe that's something that maybe you and I can talk more about, and work on a different partnership there. So
There you go.
I love it.
So you brought up Dubai, so I'm gonna highlight that a little bit. Can you share people, because I mean, I as an investor
Mhm.
consider myself pretty educated, but investing internationally it seems very well. It's unfamiliar to me. I'll say it that way.
Yeah,
So can you kind of share how you got involved in Dubai, of all places, where it's like such a luxurious place to visit, and how maybe people could help or be involved in that project as well?
sure, sure. Um, Dubai, God, all I can say is God is great. When you pray and you open doors, He just opens doors for you. And it was on a visit to Dubai. We happened to meet some friends, and they're actually family members now. And they introduced me to my current partner, Kuram, who is managing partner. He is a founder of Bayit Al Salam. That's the co-manager for Bayit Al Salam. And Dubai, when I first visited, it changed. It was just amazing. I love architect. I love technology, and it combines both. Just think of it. There was a desert, right? And here they are. They've changed that desert, and the vision that Sheikh Maktoum had was amazing. He wrote this book that I read the first time I visited. I read, and it was just amazing, like to see his vision, how him and his grandfather before him, how they changed the UAE, or first combined the United Arab Emirates. um, so it's pretty amazing. And then just walking there, I mean, technology there is totally crazy. The buildings, the infrastructure, I don't know, I just fell in love with it. So fast forward, how I got involved. So Byte Al Salam, we are a broker for other developers within Dubai, and there are many different developers. And the most of the properties are um, they're called off planned, so they're being built, they're being developed. So you don't really have fix and flips. You don't have that. It's just a different market. So you're basically purchasing either villas or condos. So it's like one bedroom, two bedroom, three bedroom. And one
Gotcha.
of the main reasons to invest in Dubai would be because the taxes. There's no taxes. There's no capital gains tax. There's no income tax. Um, no personal income tax. Well, yeah, there's no personal income tax.
And they
The
welcome
oh,
foreign investors.
pardon me.
They welcome foreign investors.
They do welcome foreign investors. Yes, you get freehold ownership, and I have a whole series on Dubai articles of investing in Dubai, how anyone can invest in Dubai, especially as a U.S. investor. It's on my LinkedIn profile. If you just type in my first and last name, Julie Colan, it will come up, and it walks you through everything, how easy it is to invest. But I'm always open. You can always book a call with me to learn more. The prices are so. For example, in Miami, I live in South Florida, so most of the condos there go for like half a million to 750. And what you're getting luxury wise, it's a different type of investing. It's luxury versus what we're used to.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different from my Mount Everest, which is again focusing on the veterans. That's my passion, near and dear to my heart. The Dubai is just luxury, and finding my chic, of course.
There you go.
I had to get that one in there.
Of
So
course. That way, in case one of them watch it, they'll reach out to you, right?
they'll reach out to me. Yes, yes, yes.
So do you have any? You shared what you're doing, and you kind of
Mhm.
already mentioned what you're looking for. So if somebody wanted to partner with you, so all I would ask is, do you have a parting words of wisdom for people that are watching this? Earlier you mentioned, failure is the best teacher. So
Mhm.
you can kind of drop that nugget. But if you're somebody watching this and you're like, if there's one word of advice that I could give you, given the experience I've had up to this point, what would that be?
Oh man, wow. Okay. So
Loaded question.
yeah, yeah, that's loaded. Yeah, that's loaded. But honestly, one of the things that really helped change and define who I am was when I read that book, Go Giver. It's a small book, and Pace had recommended it, and Pace embodies the go giver, right? I mean, this guy just gives and gives and gives. And I know people keep saying I keep saying Pace, but honestly, this dude changed my life. I mean, I don't know for you, but for me, he has. And if I can tell you, like, we all have our goals, but it's not when I was trying to help other people. So, like, doing we host the Subdue Broward meetup by giving, right? So you want to give and you want to meet more people, and it's just like you give and you hear other people's story. And Matthew was the same way. He was a giver, and he gave a lot of his time. He gave money. He all the stuff, and I see that in Pace, and I think that's why I resonate so much with him. So if I were to give you one piece of advice, go read that book, and it will change your life. I don't want to take up much more time on here, but help others get to their dream and what they're working on, and you'll see how your bucket gets filled, overflowing. I don't care if you believe in the Bible or not, but there's laws that work whatever you believe in.
Awesome. Well, Julie, thank you so much for all your time. For the
Yep.
audience, all of her contact information, all of her links, her LinkedIn, her Instagram, her Facebook. If you really want to get a hold of her and just follow her journey, or if you want to like get involved with some of her um, passions, whether it be Dubai or helping veterans, which I will put a strong point in there for veterans. Please,
Yes, please.
you'd be surprised how many of our men and women who have fought or um, decided to swear an oath to the country don't have homes is not always by choice. So
Sure.
please help her out. I'm involved with her on that as well. Anytime I can help or help her raise money, I do. So um,
Yes.
again, Julie, thank you so much for being on. And to the audience, we'll see you on the next episode.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Jose. Bye, guys.